All right, we are back with another podcast. We are actually driving right now. We are on our way out. We're going to go hunt over Robert Carter's side of town here and go hunt or we're going to meet him out there and do some hunting with him. We're going to go do a little scouting together. I killed my deer, I killed a deer there last year, so I kind of have some ideas of where I want to go look at, but we're going to scout a little bit together, and he hunts over there regularly, so he's already got his spots picked, but go hang out, run around for a couple hours, and then go find a spot to set up at and hunt for the evening. And thought I'd take you as I do this podcast. If you're watching it, you're seeing dash cam footage from my car, basically, or from my Jeep, as we're rolling through Middle Georgia. Basically, we're in Middle Georgia, and we're taking back roads the whole way. And this is what it's like out here. As a matter of fact, you might hear something like that. I don't know if you'll hear that beeping in the background, but that's me saving videos as we drive, so that you got something to watch if you want to. But if you just want to listen to this, the audio is really all that matters. It's going to be me talking, and it's going to be, in podcast form, and then it'll be some of this footage of driving through Middle Georgia and what it's all like. Georgia's a beautiful state. You got a few cities that are scattered out through here. Everybody thinks of Atlanta and Savannah and Macon, and those are cities, and they're pretty cool. But other than a few select corners with cities in them, the whole entire state looks like what you're seeing in this video. Okay, it's just very rural, wooded, marshes, swamps, high ground. It's so much land here. It's pretty amazing. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Our topic today, what we're going to be talking about, is how to save tremendous amounts of money during hunting season. Tremendous amounts. So let's jump right into it. Also, I used to do on my podcast a give a shout out to somebody, something like that kind of thing. I'm going to do those here too, because I do think they help, and I like supporting these people. I want to give a big shout out to Donnie over there, Creek Walker Trading. His quiver has been on my bow now for about 8 months, 7-8 months, whatever it is. And I'll tell you what, it is by far the best quiver I have ever owned. Are they expensive? Yes, they are. Is it a buy once, cry once, use the rest of your life? Yes, it is. They are incredible. These quivers are absolutely, they're absolutely amazing. As a matter of fact, I love it so much that not only did I get the quiver, once I got the quiver and realized I loved it, I called him and I bought extra hood foam and another gripper and all the stuff I needed to ever maintain it if something goes wrong or needs to be changed on it. I'm also right now been in my free time going through his website. Hang on. His website is open and on my phone right now, and I've been going through looking. I'm about to order another one. I want another one. There's just no reason not to have two. And so, like I said, can't say enough good things about it. creekwalkertrading.com, and his quivers are just there's nothing like it out there. The way they actually they can control where the grippers mount on your bow so that they stay on the riser is worth its weight in gold. And then on top of that, the fact that they actually also have the spacing between the gripper to the actual arrow gripper, from the bow gripper rubber straps to the arrow gripper, and from the bow gripper on the top limb up to where the hood is, that extra distance makes for an amazing combination of bow stability and arrow stability. I've never shot a quiver like this. This thing is just incredible. Straight up love everything about it, and can't say recommend it enough. Everything he does is amazing. His bows are amazing too. So if you're needing a new bow too, just get him for both. Hit him up for his Gator longbow and grab yourself a quiver while you're at it. Like I said, the quiver is not super expensive, but also it's more expensive than a lot of the other ones out there, but yet so important. Okay, I spent my whole life running a Great Northern quiver, and I loved it, and I'll never knock it. However, it's like somebody driving I don't know how to put this example into words without, I don't want to make it sound like I'm insulting the Great Northern, because it is an amazing, amazing quiver. But when you put on a Creekwalker trading quiver, there is a tremendous difference in stability on the bow. There's just no two ways about it. There's no rocking. The quiver doesn't move. It doesn't shake at the shot. It doesn't wobble. Your feathers never make any noise. Nothing slips out. Everything is so perfect about a Creekwalker trading quiver. I cannot say enough good things about it. And I don't say that just because Donnie's a friend. I say it because I mean it. This thing is insane. When I order this next quiver, I will make sure, as you know, that I will pay for this quiver. I will pay full price for this quiver. Okay, it's not like it's, there's nothing happening here like that. I just love them that much, and I want another one. They are incredible. So, all right, little food for thought there for you. Now we'll get into the topic. So how do you save a lot of money? So first one a lot of people don't think about, and everybody does, that is your gas station stops. Okay, when you're going out hunting, and the more you hunt, the more you do this, but it's stop at the gas station, buy yourself a pop and a water or a Gatorade to take out there, get yourself a Snickers bar, grab yourself a cookie, whatever you got to do. Some Little Debbie's are very obviously a choice that a lot of people take with them when they're actually, going hunting. It's kind of a staple item type thing. But you're going to stop and get some of this stuff, some beef jerky, whatever the case is. I promise you that today every gas station stop with some of that kind of stuff is anywhere from $15 to $25. Okay, every single stop. It's ridiculous how stupid expensive it is to buy that stuff there. Crackers, whatever you're getting. And you can go to you can actually go to Walmart and to the stores, and you can buy Publix, wherever you want to go, but you can buy bulk of all of this stuff. So like I eat a lot of the peanut butter or cheese and crackers, okay, the Lance ones. They're like $3 for a pack of those in a gas station, where I can for $4 buy a case of 10 or 20 of them. So I go to the stores and I buy those. Same with Pops. If you want to, like I like Coke Zero. And if I want to go do that, if I go stop and buy one, they're like 2 for $5. That's $2.50 a piece, where I can literally go to Walmart and I can buy them there, and I can get 8 of them for that price, and then keep them cold in my fridge and have them to bring out here. So all of these snack things you're doing could be saved tremendously. Same with if you go buy whatever, some Zingwig, Zing Zong, whatever it is, Little Debbie type deal, little, Ho Ho or King Dong or whatever they are, you're going to pay like $2 or $3 for that at the gas station, where for $3 you can buy a case of 12 of them. So this is the sort of stuff that makes a big difference. Buy that stuff at your actual grocery store. Have them there. Nutty bars are another one. Staple item. I like having nutty bars. They're easy. They don't make a mess. You can eat one, leave the other one for a little later. They work out good. But you can save tremendous amounts of money getting this stuff at the store. Now, next one we want to talk about. Buying your gear. Okay? Listen carefully to this. Traditional bow hunting and bow hunting alike, conventional modern bow hunting stuff alike, Black Friday sales is the bow hunter's best friend. Okay, every company out there offers tremendous Black Friday sales. They're going to be coming up pretty soon. Anything you need, okay, whether it's game processing equipment like grinders or vacuum sealers to even my ear arrow inserts. Okay, last year when I found out about Ethic Archery, which I could never afford their inserts, I like them, but they're expensive, and I had a hard time with that kind of money, especially when I'm going to buy 6 or 8 dozen of them at a time. Paying that kind of money gets hard to swallow. And but then I waited, and on Black Friday they had a 50% off sale, so I bought 10 dozen of them. Boom, there it is, problem solved. I just saved half of that money. I don't remember how much they cost. Let's just say they were, I'm going to ballpark and say they were 50. Let's just say they're $50 a dozen, and you're buying 10 of them. That's $500. I saved $250 by buying them on Black Friday sale. Okay, that's the stuff that we're talking about. Every single thing I need that I can wait for, I will wait to try and get on a Black Friday or a Cyber Monday sale deal. Every single thing I can. That is a tremendous opportunity to take advantage of. Also, a lot of the things that we buy come from China, even though we don't think it does. Okay, I laugh every time I get somebody on my YouTube channel that's going to be, I only buy American-made stuff. I won't buy it, support China. Yet the clothes they're wearing, the food they're eating, the silverware in their drawer, their TV, their computer, their car, nothing they own would be in existence if the parts didn't come from China. Okay, I understand wanting to buy and support American, and I try to as well also, but China is where everything comes. Our society and everything in our house, in our yard, in our car, on your body, none of it exists without China, plain and simple. So understanding that, some of the things that you may want to buy can be had cheaper over there. For example, that motor that I put on my John boat, okay, that little emergency backup motor, I got that thing for $100 on there. Okay, I mean, it was 190 plus shipping on Amazon with extra shipping because of the size. I got it for $100 with free shipping. So by buying it on AliExpress offers a lot of things. That's thermal scope I bought. A $500 thermal, and I got it for $168 or whatever it was. And it's the same exact one it's the same brand, it's the same everything, but I got it and it was free shipping and it was here in like 4 days. So that stuff is a good idea. Matter of fact, I just wanted to try out some Celestron 8x32 Trail Seeker ED binoculars. Birding Magazine called them is one of the best in its category, best in its price, and I wanted to try them out. These are $350 binoculars everywhere you find them, every store, everywhere. $350. Well, I went on and I found them on eBay actually from a company that's over there in China and sells optics over there. Same exact binocular, same brand, same buy. It's the same thing. It's actually the same exact thing on eBay, but I found it with free shipping to the U.S. for $235. So I bought them. I saved over $100 on $350 binocular. Had it shipped, it arrived. So, and they're perfect. I'm using them today. They're an excellent binocular. So these deals out there that are coming from like AliExpress, eBay, that kind of stuff, they're the legit same thing usually. Keep in mind, 80% of products that we see today are private labeled, means they're made in China and then they put in their name on it. Look at winches for cars. Cracks me up. Automotive winches. Warn and come up winches are the two that are top shelf, that kind of stuff. But yet 80% of Warren's lineup is made in China. Okay, and then every other, and come up is, I don't remember where they're made, but they're another very expensive winch and good quality winch like Warren is, but every other winch, doesn't matter if it's Open Road, X-Bull, Harbor Freight, doesn't matter what it is, they're all made in the same 1 or 2 factories in China, just like every other one is, and they get to slap whatever price they want on them, but it's the same winch. The only difference is the name that's on it and the price that person wants to apply to it. So, and this is how most of the world works. So finding those deals is tremendously easy to do out there. You can look into them deep, dive into them deep. Another great way to save some money too is understanding that arrows also, no offense to people that want to shoot high-end arrows. I'll never take anything away from anybody wanting to do whatever they want to do. But in my opinion, that arrow shaft has one job. That one job is to carry my broadhead to the target. That's all it's got to do. I never understood spending the money on very expensive shafts. Okay, you can get by with, I shoot gold tip blems. I get them for like 50 or 60 bucks for a dozen. They work fantastic. We are never gonna, even compound guys cannot outshoot the difference in a .006 tolerance or a .003 tolerance. You just can't do it. And if you think you can, you're fooling yourself. So we don't need to spend $200 on a set of shafts when you can get, shafts for 50 bucks. And even some of these, the Chinese ones that are out there, again, they might only be 28, 30 bucks for a dozen. Don't think for a second they're that much different. Remember, that's where most of this stuff comes from anyway. They're just private labeled. Okay, we have that. Now, not all of them, but a lot of them are that way. So we have to take that into consideration on this stuff and look at it from a smart buying perspective, and it saves you a lot of money. So again, no, I'm not knocking anybody who wants to shoot expensive arrows, expensive shafts, and they may have some benefit to them, maybe a little bit and stuff, but for 99% of us, it doesn't matter. All that shaft has to do is get that arrow into the animal, or get that broadhead in the animal. And people will say to you, well, these break quicker. They don't know, no arrow breaks until it's actually in the broadhead's in the animal. So by that time, the job is done. It did its purpose. So if it wants to break after that, who cares? Okay, look how many animals are killed with wood arrows that snap all the time. They work just fine. So, but food for thought, something to think about. Broadheads are another one. I love my razor broadheads. I love these heads. They are fantastic. They are not cheap at $100 per 3 of them. All broadheads have got expensive, but don't think for a second that something is, that's half the price, like a Zwicky or an Ace. Don't think those heads don't work. They're fantastic, and it can save you some serious money there. Another great way to be able to save money is splitting gear for your trips. Okay, a lot of people now are going on out-of-state trips, doing hunting trips. You don't need to buy a full camp setup. Okay, you don't have to go out there and buy a wall tent and a wood stove and, the cot systems and all this kind of stuff. Split that with whoever you're going with. Okay, tell them, say, hey, I'll buy the wall tent and the wood stove. You get the camp kitchen, you get the camp tables, you get the, you get the cots, you get the, split these things up, and then you both have them. If you're going on a trip and he's not, you can borrow his stuff that you don't have, and vice versa. But you can save a tremendous amount of money splitting gear that you guys don't have to have. Same with even a frame pack. If you hunt with somebody regularly, if you need a frame pack to pack animals out, split it. You don't have to go out and each buy one. Buying one works. There's a lot of ways to be able to cut those costs down, and those costs, especially like in a camp setup, can get pretty astronomical. So being able to, cut that in half can be tremendous. Another one is boot care that you got to dive into here and understand that. It cracks me up when I see people spend $300 or $400 on boots and then they're muddy all the time. Like when they're done hunting, they leave them muddy. Mud will destroy any boot quicker than anything else out there. It'll cause them to dry rot. It'll cause the threads and the stitches to break down. It will cause all kinds of issues. It's good to get your boots muddy. Okay, that's part of hunting. Get them muddy. But when you're done, clean them off. Okay, get them cleaned off. When you get home, clean the mud off your boots if you want them to last. Now, me personally, I burn through boots so fast I don't care, but it does blow my mind when you see somebody, especially when you get some of these really nice, like the Kennebec leather boots, things like that. When you got these guys in these boots and they're covered, you see them in their videos and they're in the background covered in mud in their basement there, or on the back of their truck covered in mud, and they're getting ready to put them on. It blows my mind. You want to keep your boots and your expensive ones lasting longer, get the mud off of them. Keep them clean, keep them oiled, keep them protected. Learn how to do it and make sure. But otherwise, that way you can get them to last for many years. Don't do it. I don't care how nice and expensive and fancy they are. Inside of 2 years, they'll be done. Toasted, burned out, gone. On your truck, on your hunting truck, change the spark plugs, change the air filter. Okay, if you're under 50,000 miles, don't worry about spark plugs yet, but change your air filter for sure. And then, if, like I said, you're starting to get some miles on your truck, change the spark plugs. Those two changes, spark plugs and air filter, on a truck with 70,000 miles on it will give you 15% more gas mileage. So when you're making your trips and you're running all over hunting and you're cruising around, like right now, I'm doing 5,000 miles a month hunting in my truck right now, just to get back and forth to places. Maintaining that air filter and those spark plugs will save you 15 to 20% in gas use over what it was when you got it. So it's a huge bonus in there to be able to take advantage of that. So little things like that matter. Now also, you want to know what you're going to need for the season. You figure this stuff out in the early season, or right now, even if you're realizing it now that you got to buy this. What you want to do is you want to make a list of the things that you got to buy. Okay, let's just say right now you need to buy, you need a new release and a new pair of binoculars, and you want a specific rain jacket. Okay, so you got to get these things. Give yourself a week or two, and every single day in the evening, go check these things online and look for sales on them. Okay, type it into Google and then hit the shopping tab and scroll through and find them and look for any kind of good deals that are happening in them And then when you find those good deals, buy them at those good deals. So there's no reason to just automatically jump on and go, oh, I got to go to Cabela's for this, or I got to go to Bass Pro or Sportsman's Warehouse and just pick this up. Often you can get much better deals by shopping them online and saving tremendous amounts of money. You can also, whenever you pick on something, say you need a new rain jacket, you click on it and go, oh, that's my favorite camo pattern, let's click that one. And you click it, and now this thing says $250. Did you go through the other options that are on there? Because a lot of times they're actually cheaper. That camo pattern you want might be $250, but the solid color in green or something like that, or khaki, or or an older camo pattern might actually end up being much cheaper. I have my First Light Boundary Storm Tight pant and my First Light Vapor Storm Tight jacket that I have. They're matching set, and they're in Predator or ASAT camo. They're an ASAT camo. And when I bought those, that whole kit at the time was like $590. But because they were discontinuing that ASAT camo in their lineup, I ended up getting both of them bought for $230 for the jacket and the pants. Okay, and the same thing with the Kuiu stuff. You know, any of these things, you can get these deals when you watch for any sales that are going that may not necessarily be on the camo pattern you picked. But older discontinued camo patterns are often cheaper. It all has to do with the manufacturer of the garment and their deals and contracts and stuff they have with these camo manufacturers. But when they're done with them, a lot of them get cleared out, and you can get them for very good prices. So take advantage of doing this stuff that way. Also, buy your stuff when it's on sale as far as the season things too. Okay, the worst time of the year to buy snake boots is right in the middle of when snake boot season in the spring. They're not putting them on sale much. There's a little bit, but not like you're going to see when you buy them in the off season when they're just sitting there and these companies aren't moving them. They put bigger sales on them. So definitely check that stuff out. Also, don't rule out the deals that you can get straight from manufacturers. So often some of the best deals you can get on Lacrosse is by being a member of Lacrosse's website, and they give you the email blast, and you can get free shipping, and you can get up to 40-50% off on some of these boots. So it's well worth checking into that stuff. So shop, basically, is what we're getting at here. Learn to shop to save money. It might be $50 here, you save $50 there, $50 there, but throughout the course of the year, it ends up being $1,000, $2,000 that you've saved, and $1,000 or $2,000 will let you do a whole heck of a lot of hunting. So you're saving tremendous amounts of money there. Also, think about your use, your philosophy of use. If you ever watched, he used to say that all the time. I can't remember the guy's YouTube channel, Nothing Fancy. He used to always say that, philosophy of use. And that's a very important statement that's always stuck with me, and it's important that you understand it too. Make sure the philosophy of use of what you're buying matches what you're going to do with it. I'll give you an example of that. It cracks me up because I would never use them, but I see so many people buy these rooftop tents for their vehicles. Now, I'm not knocking them. They're very cool, and they do serve a good purpose. And if I was ever to use my vehicle where I was exploring trails and going to go do weekend and 3-day long trips where we explore trails in a Jeep, and then we camp for the night, and then we keep exploring, and we do that, rooftop tent is fantastic. For hunting, I would never, ever use one, personally, because it doesn't work as well. It doesn't fit what I need. What are we talking about? So let's look at a cost alone. Number one, you got to get a rooftop tent. They're a couple $1,000, and then on top of that, you often need a rack for your truck that's a couple $1,000. You might be $4,000 or $5,000 into this whole deal to get a rooftop tent set up on there. Fine, dandy, no complaints there, whatever. But the kicker is, when I go with my Kodiak canvas tent and I'm out there hunting, when I get to camp, I can set my Kodiak canvas tent up quicker than you can set up a rooftop tent. It's literally a 5-minute setup, so it's about the same. But I can set up my tent, and I can set up my entire camp, and it stays right there, always ready for me when I come back to it. So if I go hunting, even if it's just for 3 days, I have camp set up for 3 days, one time setup, one time takedown. Where if you're running a rooftop tent, every single time you move. Even if you want to just go drive down to the gas station to grab something, or go out to grab food after you're done hunting, or whatever the case is, or you need to go get gas in the morning before, you have to always, just to go to your stand, you have to pack up your camp every single time you move your vehicle. You have to take down your awnings, you have to take down the tent, you got to pull the stuff out of there, you got to pack it all up, you got to put everything away just to move your vehicle every single time. To me, that's a waste. To a lot of people, it may work, and they're happy with that, and they like it. And like I said, I think rooftop tents are one of the coolest things out there. I'm not knocking it, just understand the philosophy of use. Is it going to benefit you for what you're doing hunting? This is the kind of stuff that you need to look at every piece of equipment with. Binoculars. For most of my life, it was always a buy once, cry once. That's why I own 3 pairs of Swarovski binoculars. Straight up loved them. Always do. I still got 1 pair left. I just sold my 10x42s, and I'm actually getting ready to send my 7x30s into Swarovski because I have lifetime warranty on them, and I want them redone and recoated with all the updated stuff. Mine are over 20 years old. I want them refreshed with all the new stuff on there, so I'm sending them into Swarovski to get them done. But I always been a buy once, cry once kind of guy. But now, that was 20 years ago. Technology today changes so quick, and technology's come so far advanced that honestly, you know, yes, you could go out and spend $3,000 or $3,500 on a pair of binoculars, but I don't think that it's that valuable like it once was to go spend $1,500 on a pair of binoculars. The difference isn't that big anymore. You can go spend $300 on a pair of, you can spend $159 on a pair of Vortex Diamondback binoculars, and they're going to work better than what most binoculars did 25 years ago, okay, or 20 years ago. They're incredible. And then you got like the Kawas. Kawas, God, they're the most amazing binocular for the money I've ever owned. I straight up love them, man. You can get them in a 6.5 power. I love, oh, we just missed a turn. We got to turn around here. Actually, we can go this way, same distance. All right, we're going to keep going. But so binoculars, like I said, you know, a lot of things, philosophy of use, and it comes into play as well, too. Are you going to be beating these binoculars up, or are they going to be pack queens and only come out when you're sitting in stand? My Swarovskis, they stay in my pack and do not come out till I'm up in my stand and I'm set and I'm ready, and then I use them. All my other binoculars, the Kawas, the Celestrons, the Vortex, I'm not afraid to wear them and drip DEET and sweat off my face and everything into these binoculars and have them get banged into stuff and knocked around and mud falling in them and debris in them. Every time you go to look through them, you got sticks that are, the eye cup is full of water, which is sweat, salty, dirty sweat, and then inside of there's like 4 pieces of twig that you got to just take your shirt, which is covered in sweat and DEET, and gouge out the eye cups to get this thing cleaned out. I don't mind doing that to them, okay, because I didn't pay a ton of money for them. They were $300 binoculars. I'm all right to beat them. Philosophy of use and understanding that it's going to save you a tremendous amount of money. Make sure you're getting what you need to do what you need. I'm not going to go spend, $2,500 on a pair of binoculars that I'm going to literally chemically abuse and destroy and beat the crap out of for no reason. I'm just not going to do it. So philosophy of use matters. With that philosophy of use comes the fact that if it's going to need to be valuable for you, buy it. But a lot of times things do not. Look at I'll give you 2 examples. Look at John Tucker and look at Robert Carter. 2 guys that we'll just simply say are very smart with their money and are in very good positions. Okay, what I mean by that is that they could have no problem and not lose a second of sleep spending money on high-end gear. Okay, wouldn't affect them even a little bit, wouldn't even put a damper in their bank account. Okay, not a care in the world as far as that stuff. However, they both refuse to spend money on things that they don't need to spend money on. And when every item they buy, they will weigh the options of, is it worth buying an expensive one or not? Okay, they'll dive into this stuff, I mean, and it's important. Give you an example of that, John. You know, he wants, since I bought that Creekwalker trading quiver, he's like, God, I love the concept of this. He's like, I can't tell myself to spend that much money on a quiver, but I want it so bad. So what's he doing? He's making one like it. He's like, I'm going to learn to make one. I'm going to make one just like that, similar to it, same kind of setup. It'll be my own design, but I like what he's doing, and I'm going to make one, and I'm going to do some mods to it. I'm going to make it, because I cannot afford to buy one, yet he can afford to buy hundreds of them, and again, it wouldn't make any difference to his bank account. But he's choosing to not let that money go. Okay, so and it leads us into our next one. Make some of your own stuff. Learn to make your own arrows and save that money. Not only is it fun and gratifying to do, but you save a ton of money. Learn to make your own arrows. Learn to make your own bowstrings. Learn to make your own stuff. Will save you a lot of money. Okay, people are like, oh, it's one string a year. Well, maybe, but for some people, it's 2 or 3 strings a year, and then you get a new bow, it's a couple more strings. It starts to add up. Where I have enough, you know, for $50, I buy enough B55 Dacron, and I could make every string for the rest of my life will be free. I'll never have to buy material to make a string ever again. I have everything. I will be able to make 1,000 strings over my lifetime and never pay another penny for them. So again, this stuff all saves you tremendous money. And the final thing is, stop trying to keep up with the Joneses with this hunting stuff. You don't need a new bow every year. You don't need to buy the fanciest, latest, new high-tech clothing. It doesn't matter. And I get tired of these people telling me, oh, if you wore cotton out here, you'd die. People been hunting in wherever they're at in cotton forever and never had a problem. You don't need to go spend $1,000 on a backpack. Look at like Dick Robertson and Yote when they go out and they hunt, and they do these sheep hunt. They're gone for 40 straight days in the mountains, and they're doing it with like a Gregory or a Duquesne, regular backpacking backpack that they got at REI for $140. Okay, you don't need to spend money in this stuff. If you want to, that's one thing, but you could easily go $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in hunting gear. But on the same note, the guy who goes $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 in hunting gear is going to do just fine and do the same exact kind of things and get it done the same way. And he's still ended up saving himself $300, $400, $500, $6,000, $7,000 over what you did. But you get to be the cool one and say, hey, I own this stuff. I only hunt in Sitka. I only hunt in Kuyu. I only buy Matthews bows. I only this. I only that. Look at this guy speed up. Look at that stuff. I don't know if you're going to see that in the video, but I just passed a logging truck that was doing 35 miles an hour, and right now I'm at 72 miles an hour. You'll see it in the thing just to get around this jackass, and he sped up while I was passing him. What a D-bag. Well, I mean, God, these people drive you nuts. Thank God there were no cars coming, but people, I tell you. But anyway, there you go. We're going to end this one here for you. Hopefully it helps you, but there's a lot of ways to save money out there and to not, don't get carried away with this stuff. It's supposed to be fun. Yes, you want to look like you know what you're doing. Yes, you want to feel like an expert. Yes, you got to impress your friends. Yes, you got to look good for your Facebook. Yes, you got to prove to the world that you're this guy. Yes, you have to prove that you got the money. Yes, but you really don't have to do any of this. Okay, just go out there and have fun and enjoy it. Save some money so you can buy tags and gas. Without tags and gas, there's no hunting. Tags, gas, and vacation days. That's where all of your money is. Okay, it's where all of it is. I believe Robert Carter actually made a whole video 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago when the gas prices were high. He made a full video on how he's working extra hours and he's not buying a bunch of stuff because his whole job is to do everything he can to save money to pay for gas on his hunting trips. I mean, he spent the whole summer, and again, he is not the kind of guy, no matter what you see him with his ripped shirts and all that kind of stuff. I mean, Robert's a great guy, and he is by no means stupid with his money or hurting in any way. Okay, he's a very, very smart man when it comes to money. But even him, here he was making a video on how he was focusing months in advance because he knew what he had to do to make sure he had enough money to be able to cover the gas to meet his budget and how he wanted it done. So, like I said, be creative, think smart, and this stuff will all happen for you. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll be back with more podcasts as I do more driving like this. Now it's hunting season. I got some distances to cover. Like this one's a couple hours from my house, so I might even try and whip one more out here. But I'll be making some more of these. I got a lot of travel time, so I hope you guys are enjoying them. Sorry about the little bit of noise. Again, we are in a Jeep. And a Jeep with 35 and pretty aggressive tires, and we're going to have a little bit of noise factor here. It's just, but I'm running an external mic, hoping that makes it better for you. But hope you're enjoying them. So, as always, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.